Wolves 3, West Ham nil. We have just given Wolves their first Premier League win of the season. It doesn't get as low as this. We have officially hit rock bottom. There was the must win game, mate. We we got battered. I'm speechless, mate. This is just I can't believe what I just watched.
Yeah, me too, mate. To be honest, look, fair play to Wolves. I wish our team and had half the passion and fight that they had today. They was up for it. They didn't look like a team that were sitting rock bottom without a win this season. We've said it before. When you're looking for a result or something, you play West Ham. West Ham's the team that always we gift other teams points, and I'm a bit speechless at the moment, to be honest, mate, because it's like, where's the fight? Where's the passion? There's a game there. We've gone into that game today. We've seen the result earlier in the day where Nottingham Forest, once again, 3 weekends in a row now, Nottingham Forest have handed it to us on the plate, give us an opportunity to close the gap. We haven't taken it. And even if we win on Tuesday night, we're still not at the bottom, and it's sad. And I watch some of them players, and I don't like digging Bowen out, but you look at a captain who puts his hands on his hips when we're conceding and walking back to the halfway line. You can't have that. There's just no fight. There's no passion in this team, and it's rightly so that Magassa and Potts got dragged off at half time. I mean, if he could have made 11 subs, I'm sure he would have, or 10, because the only player that I thought had a decent game today, I thought, was Areola. I thought Areola played well in goal today with what he faced. Magassa, for me, first half, all 3 goals come through him, come through his mistakes. The first one, he got spun. I think Magassa was still spinning while they was putting it in the back of the net. Second one, the penalty, look, when you watch it back, he's going nowhere. He didn't need to put. As soon as you put your leg up in that situation, the player's going to go down. And then the third one as well, Magassa gives it away in midfield, and then he works his way over, and then once again, he gets spun, doesn't close the player down, and it's a good finish. And we're 3-0 down to a team that haven't won all season, and you're asking, like, where are the issues? Like, because yes, Nuno can take the blame, but he's picked the best team that he could have put out today, and that team ain't shown no fight or anything. So it's fucking depressing, mate. Honestly,
Honestly, it really is. We had 4 shots all game, 0 on target. We didn't lay a glove on them. We did nothing. Like we had the striker on. Somerville was running around. It was just completely toothless. Like you said, the team, with that goal went in, we just looked defeated. Like you said, no fight. There's no sense of right. Fucking, let's get into these. Let's put some tackles in. Let's get back on the ball. Let's do so. I've watched teams in relegation battles many times, and you see them, and they show you like, okay, this is you're in a battle, mate, because we're fighting for our lives. We don't look like we're fighting at all. And Nuno, like you said, he did put out the best team. Andy, shout out to Andy, member 4 months, lad. Surely Nuno has to go. Bring back Big Sam. Surely the only one who can save us, maybe. Now, the thing is, a lot of talks on Nuno going. It would be deserved at this point. I'm not necessarily calling for it, because what's the point? But one thing I question is, you've brought in this Pablo lad, right? And I did say yesterday, I bet he don't come on. But you rush through, right, to get him registered in time for the game. And everyone's always registered in time for the game. He's on the bench. And you don't even, give him a run out. At least give us that. At least go and stage. You know what? We're 3-0 down. Stick him up top with flipping Wilson and have a go. What was the point in getting him registered just to sit there on a bench?
Yeah, I can see it in a point of view why they didn't bring him on, because when you're 3-0 down and everything's going against you, and obviously the fans, I feel sorry for them travelling fans that went up there today. I think, I know the club won't, but they should all be refunded their fucking money and travel. But I can see why he didn't bring him on. Like, well, it's not a good situation to bring him on in. But I do agree in the way that second half, you could have brought him on, put him up 2 up top, and just give him a run out. We're 3-0 down. Just give him 15, 20 minutes, 25 minutes just to get a little bit of a run out, just to get his fitness
And it would
up.
give the fans a little something of like, oh, we get to see a new signing at least, right? We've been battered, we're not getting 3 points. Oh, but here's our new signing. All right, let's have a look at him. Like, I would give something for me to actually like take interest in, because I'd lost all interest in that game in the second half. But we get a new player. All right, let's see what he's about. Let's see what he does. He just didn't. That's my issue. But to have, like I said, it's been nearly 2 months, not a single win.
No.
This is horrific, mate. Honestly, it's so really hard to see a way out of it. And that's what I said like last night is there's so many games that come up and you think, well, we could win that, but we haven't been winning games. And it's hard for me to envision us winning a game when it's been so long since we've won it. We haven't shown we're capable of it.
No, I agree, mate. And like even Forest at home on Tuesday, you look at that game. I watched Forest earlier. And to be fair, they weren't great, but I've watched them the last few weeks, and you can see that they've got something about them. They've got players that can turn it on. We haven't got that. I look at around that team today, and then even the substitutes at half time. Like, no disrespect to Souček and Myers, but they're not game changers, are they?
No.
What did he think was going to happen? He's gone to 3 at the back. What all Nuno was doing in that second half was keeping the score down. He was happy to take 3-0. And hope that we nick 1, maybe 2. But it's nothing. I mean, look, Lucas Paqueta was missing today. I'm not going to say he would have made a difference, but you could just see the difference when he's not in the team. That, like, I know we've given him a bit of stick lately, but you do notice it. Like, he's someone that will hold the ball up. I mean, there were times where Wilson is screaming for the ball to be played into his feet, and Potts is knocking it over the top, And you can see Wilson getting frustrated. Somerville today, he a lot of running, but once again, no end product. But he's got nothing to aim for in there. I don't know, mate. Do you know what? Last night when we done Friday Night Pint, and I was a bit, I was thinking to myself, do you know what? I fancy us today to go and get something. I felt that we could get something, but the only thing we got was fucking battered.
Yeah,
and that's it. And now we've just got to take this on the chin, and we've got to try to dust ourselves down and get ready for Tuesday. But I can't see us getting anything on Tuesday now. If we'd have got a win today, going into that game against Forest, especially after them losing, a point behind them, and we beat them, we claw ourselves out of the relegation zone, and everyone would have been a bit, happier. But I just can't see it, mate. I know a lot of people tune in because they want to see screaming and shouting and slagging off, but I'm not fucking gonna do that.
Beyond that.
It's beyond that because I'm not gonna waste my energy when these players can't even give us a bit of fucking energy, show us any fight. So why should we come on here and scream and shout and fucking look like idiots when they can't even give us anything?
Yeah, they've drained the energy out of me. Like, they've sapped it out of me. Like, to sit there like at 3-0 down and think, fucking, I've got a whole other half to watch of this, knowing the game's done and there's nothing about this team. And that thing of, like you said, keeping the score down. This is my problem with Nuno, right? Things like keeping the score down, things like trying to see out the win on a 1-0 lead or a 1-goal lead, or trying to see out a draw and respect the point, right? All of that results us in getting less than we want. Like, we talked about only fools and horses last night. Don't worry, he who dares wins, right? It's a bit too similar for the Spurs saying for one. But you get what I'm saying? It's like, we're in a relegation battle. We've got nothing to lose. Just fucking try. Just go for it. And you don't know. Sometimes you might fucking get the best result, but you constantly play reserve all the time. Oh, yeah, we'll try and see out this and see that out. It gets you nowhere.
Yeah, no, I totally agree, mate. And I think that the first goal in this game was so important. Whoever got it, you feel like, they're going to go on and win, because if we go 1-0 up, we'll probably go on and get 2. Wolves ain't won a game all season. But yet when we go 1-0 down, we don't know how to react to that. we panic. You see the way our arseholes just fucking shriveled up, and we just invited Wolves on, and we made Wolves look like a team that have been winning week in, week out. And this is why I said at the beginning of the show, I'm going to give a lot of credit to Wolves today and their fans as well, because their fans have stuck behind them. This season they're turning up, and they deserve that result today, because they were the better team from the first minute to the last. They were the better team, and I've got no complaint. I can't say, Wolves didn't deserve this, Wolves didn't deserve that. They deserved everything they got today.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Listen, they did. It has been coming. And look, I predicted a draw yesterday, but I've been saying for weeks and weeks on here on different platforms, I can see us being the first team to lose to Wolves. And people were like, no way. And I was just like, it's just West Ham. I said it last night. I could see it because it is West Ham, isn't it? Like, we are the gift that keeps on giving.
I mean, how many games have Wolves won this season? They've beat us twice in the cup and the league now.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, look, as I said, no complaints against Wolves, deserved it. But I've got to concentrate on and talk about my team and our players. And yeah, there's no one there today that can, apart from Areola. I thought Areola done well today. He kept the scoreline down. He pulled off a brilliant save in the first half. Forgot who the header was from now, but he saved it with his left foot. Great save, But yeah, there's no one else. As I said, Bowen for me let us down today as a captain. As an individual, as a player, yeah, he's brilliant, but he went missing today. When times are hard, you need your better players to stand up and get stuck in and make something happen. He done nothing today. I can't even think of anything he done. He had an overhead kick in the second half. That's about it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Listen, it's shout out to Ballsy Hammer, by the way, for the £2 super chat. Sack Nuno now. Like, I mean, if we were to sack, because I think you're probably like me on like where it's just like you just feel like, what's the fucking point? Like, there's no in terms of sack that the energy for sacking Nuno. But if you did, like, who the hell can we bring in? This is my issue with sacking Nuno. Not
the way this season's going, mate. We'll sack Nuno. Forest to sack Dyche, and we'll have Dyche in charge for Tuesday, and Nuno will be back at Forest on Tuesday. That's the way this crazy season's gone. But no, I'm with you, mate. What's the point of sacking him now? They're trying to bring players in that he wants. So yeah, you can't. It'll be a bit. Pablo put out a good interview last night saying he's been desperate to play for Nuno, and then they sack him the day after he signs. But
we've just spent nearly 50 million quid on 2 players for him, and then you go sack him before they kick a ball. Now, I'm not saying anyone's wrong for wanting Nuno out. He kind of deserves to be sacked in a way, but just in the reality of there's not anyone out there except who probably won't come. I would say Enzo Maresca. I would take, because even if we go down, he's got a track record of he got Leicester up at the Championship. If we could get him, I would get him personally. I don't know about you. Shout out to Mutton Chopo with the $5 says, if I wanted to watch a bunch of blokes struggle to score, I just grab my mates and fuck off down the pub instead. If you don't laugh, you'll cry. Thank you, mate. He stayed up till 3:30 in the morning to watch that.
Fair play,
shocking.
Mate, fair play to you. But yeah, no, look, I don't think they're going to sack Nuno. I think now we just got to get these signings in and hope and pray that he can turn it around, that we can pick up results. It's hard to predict that at the moment with what we've seen over the Christmas period. Points, what have we got? 1 point? Oh, no, 2. Yeah, 1 point, wasn't it? Brighton. We lost to Fulham.
Yeah.
And lost today. So it's not,
I know. Yeah, that's true, isn't it? We had, Fulham, Brighton, Wolves, Forest, and we said we need 9-10 points out of that. Yeah, and we've got 1. We got 1 out of 3 so far.
1 out of 9.
How are you feeling on relegation, mate? Are you feeling like it's going to happen? You feeling likely, or do you think we still might?
Yeah, well, I mean, after today's performance, you can see if that's how it's going to be for the rest of the season, we'll be relegated by March if it keeps going like that. But I do look here as to think that if we can get some signings in, and it is only 4 points, and if we win on Tuesday, it's only a point. So, you got to cling on to that sort of hope. But after watching that today, it wouldn't surprise me if we lose. It wouldn't surprise me if we lost to Forest on Tuesday night. And then, then you start thinking to yourself, look, we deserve relegation. We're poor. You know, as I've always said, I think relegation for this club, it would kill us. It would damage us so bad because what we're left with with the London Stadium, I know there'll be the hardcore there and you'll probably get 35, maybe 40,000 that are pushing the Championship. But I don't know. It just, I think we've been lucky before when we've been relegated that we've bounced back. I know, obviously, the first time we lost to Palace in the playoffs, but we bounced back after that when we went down under Abraham Grant. Big Sam brought us back, and we've been now in 14. This is our 14th. Is it 14 years straight now in the Premier League? 14 seasons.
Yeah.
So I think, it'd be bad for the club. But then sometimes you need to get rid of toxic at the club. You might need that.
Yeah.
So
I mean, hopefully it gets rid of the most toxic aspect of the club, which is the ownership. That's all we can bloody hope for. It's tough times, man. Like you said, that this can be sort of. I mean, look, it's still going to be a kick in the teeth because if we beat Forest, then you think, well, if we just beat Wolves, but it can be minimised the pain by beating Forest and going 1 point. But it's just so hard, and I think that loss today, I think, would massively demoralise us to the point that, I mean, the morale's got to be an all-time low. So they're going to have to really pick themselves up for that Forest game. And for me, I don't see enough in the team we already have, in the squad we have, to get us out of it. Our only hope is that these signings just they're the answer, you know, and they hit the ground running and dig us out of this mess, you know. Hopefully they're all fucking world beaters.
I'd just like to. I would love to have been a fly on the wall in that dressing room after that game, just to see what's going on. Because if I'd hate to think of them all just sitting there with their heads down. You know, I want to see fucking arguments going on because there's a lot of questions to be answered after that game from the players as well. I know, as we said, you can blame Nuno, you know, but he has put the best team out there today, a team that a lot of people have been calling for lately. I know Paqueta was a false sub to Paqueta was forced not to be picked today because he's out injured, but people were calling for him to be dropped. Somerville start, Wilson up top. Yeah, so there's a lot of questions there, and I know we're talking about signings, but we have to look at that defence as well. The quicker we can get Wan-Bissaka and Diouf back, you know, we look so shaky at the back today. Kilman and Mavropanos look like they didn't even know, like they've never played with each other before. Ollie Scholes, I didn't think done that bad. Carl Walker-Peters, he weren't really that bad. But, once again, Kilman, Mavropanos, their positioning sometimes.
Yeah, it's awful. I mean, really, Kilman should have conceded a penalty. We got very lucky. I mean, he's gone in late and he stepped on the geezer's foot, right? And there was a lot of penalty shouts that got waved off. I think that was the most Stonewall. The one on Potts started the game. People are saying they weren't contact. I thought it was a penalty. When I looked at it, I thought, fucking hell, it's a Stonewall and weren't given. Some people are saying it weren't contact. We get that. It might be a different game. You don't know. But no excuses. We deserve to lose. But
we had a couple of penalty shouts. You had the Potts one, as you said at the beginning. Then you had the Somerville one in the second half. I didn't think there was anything in that one.
No, the Somerville one.
The Potts one could have gone either way.
I do think the Kilman one was what we got lucky there because, you know, usually them, I mean, when you come in late, he's arrived late and stepped on the guy's foot. That could have easily been given. I think the ref just took pity on us, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I also think he did touch the ball first, so that might be why the VAR and the ref have let it go. But lucky, very, very lucky. And you're right. Probably the referee and VAR felt sorry for us, or they had 3-0 on their accumulators.
So hopefully Tadebo's back soon. I mean, not that it's going to massively change things, but he's better than what we've got. He's done his groin. So, but we need to go and get a centre back in, a good centre back. Like, he's got his 2 strikers in. Go all out for centre back, right? Forget this Sterling stuff and all this. Because with that defence, I honestly believe, and I think it's proven, that we have the worst defence in the league.
Well, we've conceded more goals than Wolves now.
Yeah. minus 20 goal difference. We've got minus 20 goal difference. That is horrific. So with a defense as bad as ours, we've got no hope. No hope. You know, it's bad, mate. One clean sheet all season against Nuno.
Yeah, and I know we've got. As you said earlier, mate, when you do YouTube, you got to do these sort of things, and we've got to sit here and talk about it again tomorrow. But tomorrow we'll have obviously Nicky and Scott, hopefully, and then we can proper dissect it and go through it. But poor Nicky standing outside Molyneux now doing the fan cams in the freezing cold. I can't wait to see the reactions of some of the fans on them today, because you can imagine what the atmosphere was like. You know, you see when we went 3-0 down, the fans starting to walk out, you know, to go down early at half time. And you can imagine what the atmosphere was like. And, people got up to travel there today, and you put in a performance like that. It's not good enough. It's not good enough. And as I said, I feel sorry for the fans that travelled there. I feel sorry for all of the whole fan base that we have to sit there and watch this shit week in, week out, because it's a lot of people say, oh yeah, like remember Avram Grant season, but fucking hell, we were better off in the Avram Grant season. I think we had more points at this stage, and at least, as I said before, at least we had someone like a Scott Parker and a Colton Cole and Mark Noble, players that actually give a shit and try to drag us out of it. I don't look around that team at the moment and see anyone in there that I feel that's going to drag us through.
Yeah, it feels like there was more fight than this season. You know, I don't think you'd get like a West Brom or anything like that. I don't think you'd get them sort of crazy comeback performances.
But funny enough, when we was 3-0 down, mate, that was one of the games that popped into my head. I was thinking, could it happen? You know, you obviously when you think of 3-0, you think of Spurs when we scored 3 goals in 10 minutes, but you think to yourself, yeah, that West Brom game in that season when we was 3-0 down and we come out in the second half and we got it back, you know, if we'd have come out second half today, got an early goal, you think to yourself, shit, let's see how Wolves react now. But they had no worries. Wolves could have walked off in the 65th minute and we'd have still lost 3. In fact, we probably would have lost 4-0 because we'd have probably scored an own goal trying to score. Fucking wrong end.
Yeah. That's where it is, mate. Listen, I don't know how we're going to feel after we sleep on it, better or worse, but we will be back on a post-match pint tomorrow.
Well, yeah, I'm going to have a nice couple of drinks and I'm going to watch the darts. I'm going to watch the Luke Littler final.
Better sport, innit, darts? Much better than football.
Yeah, it's nice when you actually watch a sport and you got no like affiliation with the player or the team or something like that. You can just watch it and enjoy it.
Relax.
You know, because I haven't enjoyed watching West Ham all season. Even when we've won, I've not enjoyed it.
Yeah. Well, that's it. So listen, enjoy the darts. Like I said, everyone, there's many other sports available, so it's better than football. God help us. So look out for the fan cams. They'll be coming up, and then we'll be back for post-match pint for a deep dive dissection with the other lads, and we will unpack that absolute shit. So thank you all for watching. Do it the old like and subscribe on your way out. Check out OK Jerseys, Nicky 10 for 10% off. And one thing left to say. Come on, you Irons.
Come on, you Irons.